the Corsicana Police Department, in cooperation with Northland Cable Television, presents to you now, Behind the Badge. We take you now into the studio with your host for the program, Corsicana Police Officer Chad Bingham.
This is Behind the Badge, a production by the Corsicana Police Department in cooperation with Northland Cable Television. I'm your host, Corsicana Police Officer Chad Bingham. Behind the Badge is a new show about the Corsicana Police Department. The purpose of the show is several things. One, to provide you, the citizen, with information about your police department, highlight the current crimes and crime prevention tips in your area and neighborhood, and also answer any questions that you may have about the police department. Today's featured topic is the Corsicana Police Department's Motorcycle Patrol Unit. Our guest here today is Corsicana Police Department Motor Officer Corporal David Hannish. Corporal Hannish, welcome to the show. If you would, tell us a little bit about your law enforcement career and how you became involved with police motorcycles.
I first became a police officer after leaving the Army in 1988. And I went to work for the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office, and then after working for the Sheriff's Office there, I came here and started with the Police Department in '88, October of '88.
Okay. How did, you've been a police officer since 1988, how did you get started with the police motorcycles?
Well, basically, just seeing the need for having a motorcycle unit here to combat the traffic problems that we have here in town. And I wrote out a proposal, and I gave it to the chief. He also saw the need, and him being, as you know, innovative as he is on different programs and starting different programs, then he presented it to the council, and we got the motorcycles approved.
How lengthy of a proposal was that? I remember it was several pages long.
It was several pages long, and it probably took me at least 3 months to complete.
When before we had the motorcycles, we had the study done by the state on injury accidents.
Right.
And I know that was one part that kind of started it, but how did we rank in that? Do you remember?
We were like the seventh from the worst city in Texas.
On injury,
on
and that
injury
was
accidents.
based on population.
Right, and on some cases we were third in Texas on injury accidents.
So that ranked us up there along with the bigger cities in population-wise.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Since we started the motorcycle patrol unit, how many motorcycles do we have currently?
Right now we have two. Officer McGahey is the other motor officer, and we're looking at getting a third, but right now we have two.
Okay. What type of motorcycles do y'all ride?
I ride a Kawasaki KZ1000. Officer McGahey rides a Harley Road King.
Okay. Here's I noticed y'all have some trading cards. We brought some here for the show that show, this is when y'all both are riding Harley Davidsons, right?
Right.
Okay. We'll show that a little bit here. What type of training is required of the motorcycles? I think we have some video footage here that we can show the viewers, but kind of explain to us what type of training is required of a motorcycle officer.
Basically, a motor officer goes through 80 hours worth of training. It's 2 weeks of nothing but riding the motorcycle. That the motorcycle is the classroom, or actually the officer's desk while he's at the school, and a lot of low-speed maneuvering is done with the traffic cones. Also, the brake and escape and high-speed braking and things like that are also done.
Now on this video here, kind of explain to us what exactly you're doing here, because this is live footage or footage of you riding.
This is the police motorcycle rodeo that we have every year in April in Richardson, Texas. It benefits Texas Special Olympics. Officers come from all over, as far away as Nebraska and Canada, and come down and compete with us. And what we're doing here is, that's the large serpentine that I'm going through right there. The cones here on this are a little bit wider than what we train with, and that's just so we can get a little bit extra speed to make it appealing to the crowd. It's a timed event, when we're going through there. We have a timing light, just like barrel racers would have at a rodeo. We have a timing light, and once we go through there, the time starts. And all these cone patterns that are set up these are just a few of what we do in school. And they just put them all lined them up together, and you just run it as one big pattern.
Now, the idea of being a police motorcycle officer, would it be, you know, if you rode motorcycles all your life, does that automatically make you a good motorcycle officer, or is this very, very intense riding or very intense training?
When you go through training, and if you've ridden motorcycles all your life, then they're going to have a hard time training you, because you've got a lot of bad habits that have to be broken, and have to really start all over again.
The idea of, when you said it was low speed but high maneuvering, I don't ride motorcycles, but watching some of this, the angles of that bike get over pretty good. The idea is the faster you go, you keep more balance, but I know that's opposite of what training is.
Well, as long as you have power to the rear wheel and your foot on the brake, you're gonna be able to keep the bike up. The whole thing is clutch, throttle, and brake, and head placement. If you see the motor officer going through there, he's looking at where he's going the next. Once he comes out of one gate, he's looking to the next gate that he's going into, and it's all head and eye placement, and clutch, throttle, and brake. And once he hears the floorboards going and hitting the ground, he knows he's as far over as he can go without the bike coming out from underneath of him.
When you're talking about officers coming from all around, at that rodeo there, that motorcycle rodeo there, I remember seeing a officer from, I believe it was Omaha, Nebraska. It was probably the farthest I saw. And I think he was riding a seized motorcycle, wasn't he?
Yeah, his motorcycle was seized from a drug dealer, and he was riding it there. It was a police motorcycle.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice motorcycle.
But it was seized from a drug dealer, and that's what he was using in the rodeo, and that was pretty neat.
Okay. Well, we know what kind of training y'all have to attend in order to get started on the motorcycle, but compared to the activity of an officer in a car, because the majority of our officers work out of a patrol car, give us some ideas of the average activity of a motorcycle officer.
Well, our main function is to go out and write citations and stop vehicles for traffic, and you know, that's our whole function. Whereas the patrol officer that's out in the car, what his job is to answer calls for service and things like that, and patrol the neighborhoods for crime. Of course, we look at crime too, but we're mainly out there stopping people for speeding and traffic offenses and working accidents.
Okay. So basically the motor unit was started not as a good idea for the city, but as a solution to a problem based on accidents.
Right. We have a great deal of accidents here in the city, and that was meant to not only combat or to lessen how many, or cut down on how many accidents we have, but also lessen the severity of injury or damage to property.
Okay. What about on, what is the average number of traffic stops for a motorcycle officer per month? Kind of, average figure. I
probably make over 500 traffic stops a month, just working every day.
Okay. What out of those 500 stops, how many citations usually arise out of those on average?
I probably write about 300 a month, sometimes less.
Okay. And number of accidents that you work in a month's time?
Probably anywhere from 100 to 300 accidents are worked in a month.
Okay. That's quite a few.
Right.
Based on that type of activity, are there chances that we can add a third motorcycle?
We're talking about adding a third motorcycle now, and the chief is looking at selecting somebody and deciding on which bike we're going to get.
Okay. Well, Corporal Hanish, thank you for providing this information to our viewers about the Motorcycle Patrol Unit, and we'll pause for a commercial break and start our next segment in just a little bit.
Where have all the children gone? Long time passing.
Where have all the children gone? Long time ago.
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. The killing won't stop unless you help stop it. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT to find out what you can do. Not one more lost life, not one more grieving family, not one more.
Oh, when will we ever learn?
Welcome back. I'm Officer Chad Bingham, and this is Behind the Badge. With us here is guest Corporal David Hanish with the Corsicana Police Motorcycle Patrol Unit, and we're in our second segment of the show. We're going to wrap up a little bit more on our first segment and talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the motorcycle. First off, Corporal Hanish, what are some of the advantages of having a police motorcycle?
Well, the main advantage is the versatility of the motorcycle compared to the car. Back when we had the seatbelt grant and were working diligently on the seatbelts, I was about the only officer that could work up on 7th Avenue because of the how crowded the street is up there. The officers in the car couldn't turn around on 7th Avenue, and that gives me a big advantage on being able to turn around. So that's one of the advantages. The other advantage is the low visibility of the motorcycle. That really helps. You know, the thing is, people come down the street and they see the motorcycle officer sitting at a certain area in the street at a certain time, and sit there for a couple of days, and then whether or not the motor officer is there after that is irrelevant, because they're going to keep on slowing down because they don't know whether you're up there or not.
Okay.
So that helps out.
On advantages, on cost advantages, what is the cost of the police motorcycle fully equipped versus the cost of the police car fully equipped?
You're probably looking at about $8,600 for my motorcycle fully equipped. The car, you're looking at about $30,000 after we put all the equipment and everything on the car, the cost of the car. And you know, clearly there's an advantage on the motorcycle on maintenance. The motorcycle maintenance is very cheap compared to what it costs for mechanical maintenance on a vehicle.
Okay. What are some of the disadvantages of the motorcycle? There's a lot of advantages here, but what are some of the disadvantages?
Well, like right now, the summertime heat, there's no air conditioning when you're riding on a bike, and it does get very hot out there, and in the wintertime it gets real cold. Of course, when it's raining, we don't do any traffic enforcement. When it's raining, we have to go to the station and get a car. We could keep on riding in the rain. That's not the problem. The problem is it's not safe to conduct traffic stops out there in the rain with the motorcycle. You don't have the braking efficiency that you would have on dry pavement.
Okay. Here's I see we have trading cards with the police department. Here's a trading card of each. Do people stop you, and other than you stopping them, and ask you for trading cards?
On occasion. There's been places where I've sat working traffic, and kids come up there and they'll sit with me while I'm clocking cars. They're interested in that, and we have the trading cards and hand those out.
Corporal Hanish, thank you for providing this very good information to our viewers about the Motorcycle Patrol Unit and a little bit of history behind it. And this next topic of our show, Behind the Badge, is we're going to cover Patrol District 1 and the crime statistics for that patrol district and some of the crime prevention tips. And then towards the end, we'll look at the city's most wanted. Well, I'm Officer Chad Bingham, and this is still Officer Corporal David Hanish. And in this session, what we'll do is we're going to talk about Patrol District 1 and kind of give you an idea as to how we divide the city up and how officers work it. The city is basically divided into 4 sections, and we have 4 district officers that work every patrol shift. Patrol District 1 is the one we're going to talk about today, and Patrol District 1 for everybody in the city is everything north of West 7th Avenue and everything west of North 15th and North 13th. If you ever look at a map, go north of 7th and take everything west of 13th and 15th and go up to the railroad tracks where Northwood is, and that will give you Patrol District 1. We'll be showing a map here and kind of give you a better idea. The One thing we want to talk about today is the calls for service of in Patrol District 1. For the month of August, Patrol District 1 had roughly about 2,000 calls for service. Sounds like quite a few, but everything that an officer does, everything that is police related in that district is going to be given a call for service. Traffic stops, accidents, any type of thing where an officer checks out. Well, the first thing we want to talk about is the more severe calls. We had 2 burglaries for the month of August in Patrol District 1. One burglary was a burglary of motor vehicle, and that was in the 3500 block of West 7th Avenue or the College Park Mall. The second one was a residential burglary in the 600 block of West Collin. Now, on an automobile burglary, what you want to do, some prevention tips on that, is to keep your valuables out of sight and keep your doors locked. On a residential burglary, the main thing, the biggest problem we have on residential burglaries is people are able to get into the house easily. So you want to keep those locked. The second call for service or second priority was auto thefts. We had 2 auto thefts. One was in the 1300 block of North 13th Street, and the second one was in the 2400 block of West Collin. We had several thefts in District 1. Thefts usually occur out of garages and out of buildings around the house that aren't locked up. So keep in mind keeping those things locked up. Crime happens on a regular basis. And the biggest thing we had in District 1 is 21 accidents. Corporal Hannis, where do you see the majority of those accidents occurring in District 1?
Well, by and large, it's going to be on West 7th Avenue. People are either failing to yield right away or they're slamming into the back of each other for just due to fail to control speed, and or following too closely, and they just hit the cars in front of them.
Okay. Are a majority of the accidents that occur citywide, are they preventable accidents?
All of them are preventable.
Okay. Next thing we want to go to in our second segment of Behind the Badge is our city's most wanted. We'll show you some names here of people that we're looking for, that we have warrants out of the city of Corsicana that our detectives are actively looking for. Most of them we don't have real good addresses on, but if you know any of these people, you can contact the police department or you can contact the Navarre County Sheriff's Office. The police department's number is 654-4902, and the sheriff's office number is 654-3001. So if you know any of these people, or you're friends with them, or you work with them, just let us know and we can take care of these warrants. In the next segment, we'll answer questions and address concerns that you may have about the police department. This is going to be, the third segment of the show is going to be solely dedicated to citizens' questions and concerns that they have about the police department. Questions can be called in to 654-4909, and they can be left on the answering machine. That answering machine is the one at the East Side substation, which myself and another officer are housed out of, and you can leave a message on that answering machine, and we'll get it and we'll address that question or that concern on the next show of Behind the Badge. Also, if you choose not to call in, you can mail those questions into us, and they can be mailed to, attention, my name, Chad Bingham, Corsicana Police Department, 200 North 12th Street, Corsicana, Texas. And like I said, on the next show, we'll address those concerns. In the next segment of Behind the Badge, we will answer questions and concerns that you, the citizen, have about the Corsicana Police Department. Any type of question or concern can be added in. If you'll join it, we'll be right back with our third and final segment of Behind the Badge.
Every year, young people in this country die of inhalant abuse. Hundreds also suffer severe consequences, including brain damage, loss of muscle control, and destruction of vital organs. Today, more than 1,000 different products are commonly abused. The National Institute on Drug Abuse reported in 1996 that 1 in 5 teenagers have used inhalants to get high. If you suspect your child or someone you know is an inhalant abuser, seek professional help right away or contact the National Inhalant Prevention Coalition.
Navarro County Crime Stoppers will pay $1,000 each for the information leading to the arrest and grand jury indictment of the person or persons responsible for committing the following crimes. The burglary of a habitation that occurred January 21st, 1999 on Northeast 92 in the Roan area. Items taken were a Sanyo television, a Magnavox television, Magnavox VCR, and assorted jewelry. If you have information on these or any other felony crimes, call Crime Stoppers at 874-TIPS. You do not have to give your name. 874-8477.
Welcome back. I'm Officer Chad Bingham, and this is Behind the Badge. Corporal David Hanish is our guest here, and we're in our final segment of Behind the Badge. This part of the show is solely dedicated to answering questions and addressing concerns that you, the viewer, may have about the Corsicana Police Department. You will see there at the bottom of your screen the number you can call to voice your concerns, or you can write to the listed address. You can remain anonymous if you so choose, and we'll still answer those questions for you. In the coming episodes, we're probably going to have some type of T-shirts that will be given away to people that do write in questions or concerns for us. Today, this being the first show, we really don't have any questions that have been sent in to us. But we're going to talk with Corporal Hanish here on some of the most commonly asked questions of him, either at accident scenes or while he is on patrol. So Corporal Hanish, give us a little idea of some of the questions that are commonly asked by the public of you.
A lot of times people ask me to come over and sit on their street, and we try to get around to doing that. People call in wanting to have a motor officer sit on their street or in their neighborhood, and we try to get around to that. We've got a lot of streets that we're really working on because big majority of speeders are speeding down just certain streets, and you're getting a big majority on certain streets, and on the ones that are side streets, it's just like one or two vehicles at a time coming down through there. So people that want the motor officers to sit on their street can call the police department at 654-4902 and talk to the dispatcher. And what she does, she writes out a action request sheet and gets your name and your address. And when you call, we'd like it if you would tell us what time they're coming through there if you're really having a problem that's people speeding. In the future, what we want to do is, and what I'm trying to get, is a trailer that has a radar in it, and that trailer will give a readout of the cars coming down the street, and it also counts how many cars come down through there and what the average speed is, and how many of the cars that come through there are speeding.
When you're talking about people call in, it seems like the last thing a person wants is a speeding ticket. People hate to have a police officer pulling behind them, but we actually have a high number of citizens that do call in saying, I live on this street and I have a lot of people driving fast and I'm worried about children playing or something like that. What are some of the main streets? We talked about Patrol District 1 earlier in the show. What are some of the main streets in Patrol District 1 that are either speed problems or people call in and request that a motorcycle sit on their street and aggressively work traffic?
North 24th, North 26th, Northwood, West 2nd Avenue. Those are some of the big ones, and part of North 13th.
Okay. Now I know Northwood is probably an everyday or a different time of the day problem. What are the problem times on Northwood? Is it pretty much all day or in the evenings?
It's usually whenever school's letting out after 3:30, somewhere in there, and then when people are coming home from work after 5, between 5 and 6.
Okay. What about North 26? That's a real nice residential area. There's a lot of kids in that area, but I know of a lot of complaints that come from that area for speeders. What are the times? I know I've seen Officer McGahey in the mornings working it in the early morning hours, and I've also seen yourself in the afternoons. Is that something y'all have to split up together?
Right. When we're working on it, it's the school kids, and not necessarily kids, but the parents going to get the kids that call them. So we try to
from school.
Right, and we try to get over there and work that. I've caught vehicles at as fast as 55 mile an hour in that 30 mile an hour zone.
And that's there's been numerous accidents right there about where Lexington and 26 are, where the little bridge, kind of the little curve in the bridge.
Yeah, we don't have very many two-car accidents there, but there have been some people that's hit the bridge, and that's
Property
bad.
damage
Right.
and things. Okay. Now, when you're talking about working radar, give us some idea of how you see the radar detectors, you see the radar jammers, you see the stealth bras that you can put on your car, supposedly jam it, and I've even heard of people putting aluminum in their hubcaps. Give us an idea of how that radar works and if that stuff, I'm taking it doesn't work, but.
Well, basically it doesn't work. The radar that we have is a Stalker ATI. It's made by Applied Concepts in Plano. The radar that we have works in I think it's gigahertz between like 33 and 38 gigahertz. The basic radar detector, or the ones that are out now, only pick up to like 32 or 34, something like that. And whenever they make a radar detector that will pick up the radar that we have, then I can take it up to Plano and they can change the chip in there and it'll make it undetectable again. Basically right now, if your radar detector goes off whenever I'm clocking, you have to be within 50 feet of me before it starts going off, or I have to keep the trigger on it depressed.
Okay.
Basically, the radar detector, if it goes off, that just lets you know that you've been caught, because once we pull the trigger, it's got the speed on there just like that. And we use the radar to not to determine whether or not you're speeding. We use the radar to determine how fast you're going. We can already see with our eye that you're speeding, and we just use the radar to put a number on that for the citation.
Okay. I know you work a lot of speeding problems. You work a lot of accidents. There's a lot of misconceptions as what to do at an accident scene. But I know, give us some tips for an accident scene as far as if the vehicles are operational. Is it good to move them out of the roadway?
Right.
And allow traffic to flow?
Right. If you're not hurt, nobody's hurt in the accident, if you can move your vehicle, the best thing to do is get it off the street. We can go out there and ask you where the vehicles were. We don't actually have to see it. We can also see the accident scene and look at the evidence that is left there. What we don't want is somebody getting out of their car in the middle of a traffic lane. You're going to get hit by a car if you do that, and we want you to stay in your car and move it off the roadway if it's able to be moved and you're not hurt, because leaving it in the roadway is just another potential hazard.
Okay, so they're not going to be arrested for leaving the scene of an accident if they move it just to the next parking lot or something?
No, right.
Okay. I know we have that question a lot. Well, on today's show, we've covered the motorcycle patrol unit. We've talked about the patrol statistics for District 1, and we've answered some questions that have come up with myself and Officer and Corporal Hanish here. On our next show, we'll feature our mobile command post. It's a large van that was recently purchased by grant money. We've only had it about probably 6 to 8 months. So if you have any questions or concerns about that mobile command post that you want to address to us, either call those into that phone number and leave us a message, or you can write them in and you can send them in to us. Or if you have any other questions, if you have questions about dog bites, if you have anything that is police related, we can try to get an answer to you. Like I said, the third segment of the show is completely dedicated to that. So if you have any questions or concerns, let us know. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank producer Randall Tycola and special guest Corporal David Hanish and the staff of Northland Cable Television. If you'll tune in to our next show, we'll go from there. So thank you for today's show, and thank you, Corporal Hanish, for being our guest here today.
The Corsicana Police Department, in cooperation with Northland Cable Television, presents to you now, Behind the Badge. We take you now into the studio with your host for the program, Corsicana Police Officer Chad Bingham.
Welcome to Behind the Badge. I'm Officer Chad Bingham, and this is our guest officer, Tim Brooks. Behind the Badge is a new show produced by Randall Teichler and Northland Cable Television. The purpose of our show is several things. The first thing is to provide you, the citizen, with information about your police department, highlight current crimes and crime prevention tips in different patrol districts, and also answer any questions that you may have about the police department. Today's show is about the Corsicana Police Department's mobile command post. Our guest here today is Corsicana Police Officer Tim Brooks. Officer Brooks, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
If you would, tell us a little bit about your law enforcement career and your current assignment.
Well, currently, Chad, I've been with the Corsicana Police Department for 7 years. I am a negotiator for the department, an accident investigator, and an toxilizer operator. Currently, I'm assigned to the neighborhood policing unit, which is where I've been for the last 2.5 years.
As you said your current assignment was a neighborhood policing officer. Where is your office?
Well, myself and Officer Dan Hollingsworth are housed out of the West Side Substation, which is at College Park Mall. And we've had a substation in the mall since December of 1998.
Okay. Today's, of course, later on we'll probably have a show on the neighborhood policing unit, but today's topic is about our mobile command post or our mobile substation. If you would, tell our viewers a little bit about what the purpose of this special vehicle is.
Well, the vehicle actually serves several different purposes. One of the most obvious is that it's an office on wheels. We go out into different neighborhoods, and we can utilize this as an office to talk to people, take reports, fingerprint children. The vehicle is also used for a staging area for like natural disasters. If we had a tornado or a large fire or something like that, we could take the vehicle into any neighborhood in the city and use it as a staging area and handle the situation. It's also used as a command post for any type of police emergency, such as a barricaded person or a bank robbery that's gone bad, that the people are still inside the bank. We can go in and secure the area, and then we'll bring in the mobile substation command post, and we'll operate out of it. The hostage negotiators would use the command post for any negotiation purposes, and then the command staff would use it for any type of command decisions that they need to make on the scene. Also, the vehicle is used for utilizing as a transport vehicle for our SWAT team. The SWAT team can take the vehicle anywhere they need to go, such as a warrant service or response to a particular problem, a particular police problem. It's also used as a storage facility for some of their equipment, not the more essential ones, but like the vest and barricades and such as that. So essentially, it's a multi-purpose vehicle.
Okay. How was, of course, if you drive by the police department, it's pretty hard to miss this vehicle due to its size. How was it purchased, or how did it become part of the inventory for the Corsicana Police Department?
Well, the vehicle was purchased on the 1997 block grant. And the block grant was received from the federal government. It's monies that are provided to law enforcement agencies through the federal government. It didn't cost the department anything.
Okay. I guess a little bit about our grants. What are we on, about our third grant?
I believe so.
And that's, I think we were talking about the other day at the station, that's roughly around, I guess around $90,000, $90,000 to $100,000. Is that right?
I believe so. Each grant, I believe, is like around $30,000 to $40,000, and this is going to be our third grant, I believe, this year.
In the short time of having this vehicle, is there a need for this type of special vehicle here in Corsicana?
I'm not sure how we got along without it. I mean, it's very useful as far as community policing and getting out into the public. As I stated, we can use it as an office. We can go out to any particular neighborhood, and use it as an office and take reports, fingerprint children again. The vehicle allows us the mobility and to go anywhere in the city, and has something to do with the fact that we can use it for any type of purpose. We're only limited by our imagination.
Okay. What are some special assignments that this vehicle has been utilized for that in the past we may not have been able to cover it?
Well, in the past, I guess the vehicle's been in service for about 8 to 9 months. We've used the vehicle in derrick days as a command post. I imagine that's where most of the citizens, of course, have seen the vehicle. We used it as an operation command post. We answered all the questions. We went to the command staff, and they were in the vehicle and gave us our various assignments. Citizens that had lost children had come to the command post and reported them missing. We've used the vehicle most recently in a SORT training scenario that our Special Operations Response Team, our SORT team, used it in a training scenario out at the high school. They simulated the high school being taken over by a gunman, and the command post vehicle was used. Command staff operated out of the vehicle, and the hostage negotiators also operated out of the vehicle. And then I believe most recently you and Officer Riddle also used the vehicle at the BMA medical.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we used it, and it was pretty handy because we did fingerprinting outside, but we could actually use the inside of it. Here we have a videotape tour of the command post where you've walked us through it and narrated. The audio is kind of bad on it, so we're going to have Officer Brooks here in the studio narrate basically what you're seeing here in a minute. As you can see, that's a pretty large vehicle.
Yeah, the vehicle itself is 22 feet long from front to back and about 10 feet wide. The vehicle itself was actually a tool truck, and we found the tool truck over in Gun Barrel, and it was already painted white and had the blue stripe down it, so we just had to come in and redo the inside and put the striping or the lettering on the outside of the vehicle with the patch. The vehicle itself, I believe it's a 2-ton vehicle. It is really and truly, it's not that hard to operate and drive as it would look, but it's pretty big as far as driving around town. And once you see it coming down the street, you can't mistake it.
Yeah, that's for sure. It is. I guess it's about the biggest vehicle that we have. And the painting was just right because it already came. The guy had it painted just about the way we wanted it. Some of the decals we had donated from Morgan Industries here in town. We've had some of the bumper work done by Morgan. The inside some of it was done by a local upholsterer here, and then a lot of it was done just by us.
Mm-hmm.
If you would, tell us a little bit about what this view is here.
As you can see right here, this has actually been sectioned off. It's into 2 sections of the inside. This is the office section. We've made it into an office type setting. We have the heater there. It's a butane heater, so it's self-sufficient. And the back side that we're seeing here now is actually the SORT area. The SORT team members store their equipment here. They also ride back here whenever they're going to a call. They can come storming out the back door and in response to whatever they need to do, like warrant service or something. That shield right there is a ballistic shield you just got through seeing. Then there's some storage shelves and a bank of flashlights for our SORT team members. Essentially, it saves a lot of time storing some of the equipment in the van itself.
Okay. So it's pretty useful so far that we've had it, right?
Oh yes, it's very, very useful. It's very self-sufficient. It has its own air conditioning, own heating system. It has its own generator. We can go out to anywhere in the city and set up within minutes.
Okay. Officer Brooks, you do more at the police department other than working as a neighborhood policing officer. Tell us a little bit about the Defiant program.
Well, I am currently a Defiant sponsor, and the program itself was started out at Collins Middle School, and we started with 53 students at the 7th grade level, and the program itself has grown to about 163 students now. The good thing about the Defiant program is that it offers children a reward for staying drug-free. It doesn't offer any type of punishment. If they stay drug-free, then they can get use a card and go anywhere in town to local businesses and get some type of free gift or reduction or something on like a drink at Whataburger or something like that.
Okay. Let's see. Officer Brooks, thank you for providing this information to our viewers about the mobile command post. Next up is our patrol district highlight, where we'll talk about District 2, the current crime trends, and we'll take a look at the city's most wanted.
These three teens stole a stop sign as a prank.
He was just out to have a little bit of fun.
It was childish foolishness.
As a result, 3 other teens were killed in a car crash.
He was my baby.
My heart goes out to you.
When you're young, life is full of choices.
They'll never be able to go back and change it.
Only you can make the right ones.
I'll sentence you to serve 30 years in the Florida State Prison.
Choices and Consequences, a public service initiative from Court TV.
Every year, young people in this country die of inhalant abuse. Hundreds also suffer severe consequences, including brain damage, loss of muscle control, and destruction of vital organs. Today, more than 1,000 different products are commonly abused. The National Institute on Drug Abuse reported in 1996 that 1 in 5 teenagers have used inhalants to get high. If you suspect your child or someone you know is an inhalant abuser, seek professional help right away or contact the National Inhalant Prevention Coalition.
Welcome back. I'm Officer Chad Bingham, and this is Behind the Badge. With us here is guest Tim Brooks. We're in our second segment of the show, where we'll talk a little bit about Patrol District 2 and its crime statistics. First thing what I'd like to do is talk about a couple of our trading cards here. Officer Brooks, we just finished up our first segment. Here's 2 trading cards that Officer Brooks is involved with. One is the neighborhood policing unit here, and then the other one is the Corsicana Police Bicycle Patrol Unit. Of course, towards the latter part of the show, we'll talk a little bit about our trading card program. The first thing we'd like to do is we want to talk about, well, there as you see, viewers at home, is our Bike Patrol Unit trading cards, the 1997 series. And we'll talk a little bit more about our trading cards here at the end. First thing we'd like to do is talk about our beat highlight, and we'll show this is our Patrol District 2. The physical boundaries for Patrol District 2 is everything west, everything south of West 7th Avenue and everything west of South 15th Avenue. Our calls for service or calls that police have responded to in District 2. Here on your screen is the calls for service statistics for Patrol District 2. Patrol District 2 had the following police activity for the month of August. We had 2 auto thefts, 4 motor vehicle burglaries, 6 thefts, 8 disturbances, and 19 accidents. A couple of prevention tips. On the auto thefts, majority of our auto thefts, the suspects come in and take the vehicle. It's either unlocked, a lot of times it has the keys still left in it, or motor vehicle burglaries. Oftentimes valuables are left in the vehicle to where the suspects see them and they just take them. A lot of our thefts are garage or storage building thefts. Prevention tip on that is just put a lock on it. Disturbances, we really can't give you any prevention tips on those other than, a police disturbance is one where a lot of people are involved in some type of problem. They're either, they've been drinking or something like that, and it's just, a large party. So prevention tip on that is just not to have a large party or have, people that are going to cause problems at your house. And 19 accidents. Accidents are going to be high. Last week we had one of our motor officers talking about accidents, and we do have a high rate of accidents. So probably the majority of accidents that occur in Patrol District 2 are going to be either along West 7th Avenue or along West 13th Avenue. Another thing we'd like to talk about today is one of our big crime trends that are showing up citywide. We're having a rash of motor vehicle burglaries. The suspects have been breaking out windows and basically stealing anything that's valuable. Stereo equipment, compact disc, radar detectors, and basically anything that has value that they can see. A way that we can be helped, or that you can help us and help your neighbors, is if you see any type of suspicious activity in your neighborhood, let us know about it. If it looks suspicious to us, you can contact us at 654-4902, or if you perceive that it's an emergency, contact us at 911. A lot of these automobile burglaries are happening to vehicles that are parked there on the street. So if you can park the best thing to do is park your vehicle in the garage. Next best thing to do is park it there in the driveway. If you have to, go ahead and park it on the street. Try to park it in a well-lit area. Keep your vehicle locked, windows rolled up, and all of your valuables, try to store them somewhere else. Either take them into the house or put them to where they can't see them. The motive on this is we have a couple of vehicles that are just traveling around with one or two, maybe three people in them. They'll pull up to vehicles mainly parked on the roadway. They'll look into vehicles, and they'll break the window out with a tire tool or something. So they're not, it's not like they're sneaking around or anything. So if you hear glass break at night, or you just have a gut feeling that something's not right in your neighborhood, give us a call and let us drive through it and check. Like I said, these are happening citywide. A lot of them on the north end of town, west end of town, and quite a few on the south end. So anything that you can do, you can help us with that. Our next topic that we're going to show here is our city's most wanted. We're going to roll some tape here, and if you have any information on the following people, please give us a call. These people do have warrants out for their arrest. They are fugitives, so don't try to apprehend them yourself. You can contact the Corsicana Police Department or the Navarro County Sheriff's Office at the number listed there on the screen, and you can remain anonymous if you decide to do so. If you don't decide to remain anonymous, they're never going to know what your name is because it doesn't show up on any type of arrest reports or anything else. But if you know these people, if you work with them, know their whereabouts, please give us a call because we'd definitely like to correct their legal situation at this time. Like I said, they are fugitives. They do have warrants out from our department. Our third segment of the show is our question and answer session about the Corsicana Police Department. Questions can be called in to 654-4909 and left on our answer machine. That answer machine is at the west side, the east side substation. You can also contact the west side substation if you choose so. There are Officer Brooks here and Officer Dan Hollingsworth are officers at the west side substation, and they'll take your question. And their number is 654-4901. The east side substation is 654-4909. That's where myself and Officer Greg Riddle are officed out of. And if we're not there, you can leave a message on the answer machine, or you can just tell us there and while you're talking to us on the phone. And what we'll do is we'll take that question, research it, and then come back for the next show. We'll show that we'll talk about that question on the show. And that's in our next segment. If you would, stay tuned for more Behind the Badge after this commercial break.
Navarro County Crime Stoppers will pay $1,000 each for the information leading to the arrest and grand jury indictment of the person or persons responsible for committing the following crimes. Murdered Calvin Atchley of Dawson, Texas. Murdered Nancy L. Jesse of Corsicana, Texas. Capital murder Norma Schultz-Schute of Rice, Texas. Murdered Marvin Webster of Corsicana, Texas. If you have information on these or any other felony crimes, call Crime Stoppers at 874-TIPS. You do not have to give your name. 874-8477.
Showtime introduces a pair of club-hopping Euro wannabes.
My brother and I, we live life in the fast lane.
Tragically unhip.
Hey, nice bulbs, Emily.
Painfully bold.
You guys want to make out or what?
But always impressively synchronized.
I broke the window again.
A night at the Roxbury.
No one gets in unless you're on the list.
We'll get you in.
Welcome back. We're in our final segment of the show, Behind the Badge. I'm Officer Chad Bingham, and this is today's guest, Officer Tim Brooks. This section of the show is dedicated solely to questions and concerns that you, the citizen, may have about the Corsicana Police Department. You will see at the bottom of your screen the phone number and address that you can contact to voice your concerns. You may remain anonymous if you would like to do so. Like I said, this is strictly for the benefit of the citizens. Anything that you would like to know about it, we can cover. This is our second show, so the last show we aired the phone number and also the address, and we got several responses. What I'd like to do here is read over what they are. The first question was from Michelle Slackey here in Corsicana. Her question was, when are they going to put up school zone lights at the Jose Navarro School? This is a brand new school. I don't know how many of you may have seen it, but it's right there at the intersection of South 45th Street and West Park Row, new elementary school that the Corsicana Independent School District has built. And those lights are currently in the works. The school district and the school district police have met all their requirements as far as requesting the lights. One set of the lights is going to be governed by TxDOT because it's on Farm Market 2555 or 45th Street as we call it here in Corsicana. And the other set of lights will be governed by the city of Corsicana, and that will be the West Park Road lights. There's a request already has been turned in to Ron Lynch's office. He is our Public Works Director, and they should be up probably within the next couple of months. The flashing lights, the school zone, crosswalk, all of that. That's a very good question because there is a lot of students or a lot of children that live there at the Villa apartments and West Park Row apartments that walk to school. So that is a very good question. Second question was from Billy Ellison here in Corsicana. And their question was, what can be done about people parking in handicap zones without the proper stickers and plates? Any type of handicap violation, officers can issue citations. The biggest problem with that is officers getting into the parking lots. We usually work 6 to 7 patrol officers per shift, and the officers drive through the parking lots when they're able to and issue those citations if they see people parked. Just last week, myself and several other officers were riding bike patrol, and we issued several citations at HEB and Brookshire's for people parking in the handicap parking. Now, if you park in handicap and you are handicapped, then you'll need to either display the license plates that have the handicap emblem on them or have the blue placard that hangs from your rearview mirror. And Officer Brooks there at the mall, I guess you and Officer Hollingsworth make a round every so often and kind of check for those types of violations, right?
Yes, we do. Officer Hollingsworth and I both try to get out in the parking lot area and check and make sure that there are people who park there do have the proper stickers.
Okay. Do y'all have a lot of I guess people come in and maybe report that type of parking offense to y'all there at the substation?
Actually, we do. We have people come by and tell us, ask to make reports, and they also do say that people, if they find someone parked in those zones without the proper documentation, they do also let us know, and we go out and take care of the situation by issuing a citation.
Okay. Also, not to forget the handicap zones, but also remember the fire lanes as well. If you're not a fire truck, then you pretty much don't need to be parking there. One of the biggest, matter of fact, one of the excuses I had last week was, I'm only going to be here for a minute. Anybody that's going to the grocery store or to the mall or wherever, they're only going to be there for a minute. But still, the 1 minute parking isn't in the handicap. It's the closest available parking space there. The third question that we received from last week's show was from Tommy Gettle here in Corsicana. He's a homeschooled student, and his question was, if you're homeschooled, can you get your driver's license at 16, or do you have to wait until you're 18? That's a very good question. I've never had it come across. I've never even really researched it. But I did talk to Mrs. Highsmith with the DPS driver's license office, and she told me that being homeschooled, you still qualify as a student, and you can still get your provisional driver's license at age 16, as long as you complete a driver's education course. Now, being homeschooled, you may not have the opportunity to take the driver's ed training through the Corsicana High School. So what you can do is several options. You can either go through a private driver's training course, or you can contact the DPS office, and they have a new parent-taught driver's training. This is something that I believe it came into effect last September, and any parent can go out there. They fill out an application. I believe it costs $20 is what she told me. You send that off and you get a packet back that has all of the information for the parent-taught driver's training. You basically, the parent teaches that course on their own, and when they feel that they've accomplished all of the objectives and tasks of the program, then they can take them out to the DPS office and actually take their driver's test and be given their provisional driver's license. Officer Brooks, those were our 3 questions for today that were called in. What are some commonly asked questions of citizens there at the mall substation?
Well, you'd be surprised. Actually, the most common question is, how long have we been there? And you know, they walked around the mall for years and years and never really realized that, you know, that a substation could be put in the mall. We moved into the mall December of 1998, and the reason why we were there is College Park Mall management, the owner of the mall, actually did a lot of donation and work for us on the mall, and that's why we're there. We explained to them that if it wasn't for the mall and the owner, we wouldn't be there. Some of the other questions that they come in and ask to make reports. We actually take police reports there. They come in and have children and would like to be fingerprinted, so we fingerprint them right there at the substation. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that people come in the mall substation for, but the most commonly asked question is that how long have we been there?
Okay. Officer Brooks, we've talked several in the last show and in this show about our trading card program. If you would tell our viewers a little bit about the trading cards, how they're organized or how they're paid for.
Well, the trading card program is something that we've come up with. This is going to be our 3rd set of trading cards, and we're going to be doing that for the year 2000. The trading cards are paid for by an individual sponsor, either a group or a business that wishes to sponsor the trading cards. They come in, and I believe the cost is about $160, and it pays for 2,000 trading cards. They're one complete set. And the cards themselves are really phenomenal as far as neighborhood policing. The kids love them. They're based along the same lines as a baseball trading card, and they have different officers and different specialized units. That's Corporal David Hanish on our motor unit. And the kids really enjoy the cards, and they come in and they ask for them. And we've done 2 different sets, and then we're going to be doing our new 2000 set for the coming millennium.
Now, on our trading cards, our viewers almost saw, I guess, about all of them. They're in our newest set. On the back, it has a little description of each unit or each officer. It has a personal message, and it also has who it's sponsored by. So I guess it kind of works as a advertisement for those different groups. Like I'm looking here at the bike unit card, and it's sponsored by the Optimist Club. I know a lot of the service clubs have sponsored them, and several businesses have sponsored them. There on your screen, South Park Gardens Apartment sponsored one, and also I believe there's the Rotary Club. And that one there is Jackson Hewitt and the Investment Planning Associates. So it also works as a good advertisement for those individuals or service clubs, right?
Oh yeah. Essentially, you know, we want to let them know that you know, that we appreciate the fact that they sponsored the card, and that's why we put their name on the back of it to show that they are supporting the police department and our community efforts. And it is a form of advertisement, and really a successful one.
Okay. On today's show, we have covered the mobile command post, the physical boundaries for Patrol District 2, crime statistics, and answered some questions from the public. In our next show, we'll feature the DARE program with special guest Officer James Hudson.